How's everybody doing this evening? Let me see real quick. Adam, what's going on? I can't see the chat for some reason in here, but I'm looking on my phone. Danny, what's going on? Ray, what is going on? Janice, what is going on? Sean, Vic, Jerry, what's going on? Kevin, what is going on? Dan, Adam, I saw you too. Carlos, Mathis, what's going on? Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody on their way in. As you guys see from the title of the video, we will be. I'm probably sure most of you guys have already gotten y'all's boxes yet, but still want to do my just due and make sure I showcase the box for Made for Black Line Luxuries, just in case there are some people that have not got it yet or that are not signed up for the club and maybe want to have some cigars or maybe are interested in a particular Cigar of the Month club. So also, before we get started too, just want to give a huge shout out to Ashhead, Carson over there, Ashhead Cigar TV. Big shout out to my brother, man. He's a huge advocate for us. So if you guys are not subscribed up to him, make sure you guys go over there, check out his channel. Big shout out to him. Of course, you guys know Smoking Lead, Rob and Caesar are sponsored by Black Line Luxury. So we definitely want to give a shout out to those guys as well too, and also to Uncle Lee Mack for doing the unboxing as well too. So kind of nice. Didn't really have to jump out and really do a unboxing really quick because those guys pretty much did them and wanted to wait a couple of days and then kind of do my own version of it. And then, of course, you know, we'll be talking about general things too for a little bit while I'm up here. But just wanted to give my shout outs to those guys too. Also, man, before we get started too, it's also something that kind of I thought was really crazy. So, of course, you guys know that there is thousands of Cigar of the Month clubs out there. There's many Cigar of the Month clubs out there. Clubs of all different variants, sizes, kinds of cigars, stuff like that. So I am kind of on the side with Lee Max and other people too that have said that there are clubs that are meant for everybody. And I still do think that. Now, my problem comes when people are broadcasting and I guess I can kind of see to a certain extent, whatever you're behind, you're going to always feel like it's the best. So saying you're the best Cigar of the Month club is one thing, but then it's like, all right, cool, you know. But then when I see what is being presented in certain boxes, I'm like, you think you're the best club? Like, there's no way. So I'm getting to the point of saying this. There was a monthly or Cigar of the Month club that I saw recently that has been getting some backlash. It's not us, of course, but they've been getting some backlash for some of the cigars that they have been putting in their monthly subscription boxes. And to be honest, rightfully so. I think that they should be getting some gripe towards it. My personal opinion, the kind of smoker that I am, if I was paying for that, I wouldn't be happy neither. Now, that being said, there was another content creator I saw that posted this on. Let me make sure. I want to make sure I'm not misquoting anything. It says, you know, I get being in the Cigar of the Month club and getting a dud month or two and complaining about it. Getting a dud a month or two and complaining about it. But if you don't, then leave. But if you don't, then leave. What do you really have to complain about? It's your choice. And if you did leave, why keep complaining month after month about something you didn't buy? It seems like people have obvious axes to grind lately on several Cigar of the Month vids. Now, part of that video or part of that statement I agree with. Part of it I think it's a little reaching. The part of that statement I do agree with is if you are not satisfied with something, if you're not satisfied with us or whoever the Cigar of the Month club that you are a part of, I don't understand it. I've seen this too, where I've seen where this person's commenting towards. I've seen people say that they were not satisfied with something for 4 or 5, 6 months. Why are you still in something that has taken? Or I just don't understand it because I feel like for us, speaking on our behalf, I feel like sometimes people don't give us that, and that's what I've said in live streams before. Give us that same kind of energy or give us that same kind of feedback that you're going to give these other clubs. I feel on top of me thinking that we provide the best club out there at the price point that we're in. But I feel like a lot of times we don't get our just due. And I sit there and I looked at groupings and I'm just like, nah, these are bad months. And so you think about it. You have 12 months in a year. If you're saying 3 or 4 months are bad, that's a quarter of your year in bad cigars. That's a horrible investment. Why would you continue to sit in something? Or I've seen people even saying it's been bad months for the past 6 months, but I'm gonna give them one more month. Like that makes no sense. Now, the part that I disagree with on is so if somebody is with Black Line Luxury and they're not satisfied and they get out of the club, whether I disagree or agree with them or not, they still have the freedom to say whatever they want to. Now, let's say Smoking Lead and Lee Mack and Carson are still unboxing for Black Line Luxury, doing unboxing since they're in the club. Now, that person that may have been in Black Line Luxury's club still is a huge follower of Lee Mack. They might jump out of the club but still like watching Lee Mack's video. You can't tell that Lee Mack can't tell that person to not comment negatively on the unboxing video. That person can say whatever they want to. So I think that's crazy that and he thinks that they have a gripe against certain cigar of the month clubs. It's like, I don't think that there are any gripes. I just think that this is just a kind of a scream out for help to step it up. Like the boxes have been horrible. And for you to be sitting here pushing this garbage ass boxes says something about you too, because what I'm seeing, I'm like, no, man, this is people have a right to gripe because they're spending their hard-earned money on it. If I spent money on it, I can gripe about it. Even if I get out, I still feel like I have a duty to let as many people know as possible. Like, especially if they come to me about it. Hey man, I don't think that, I wasn't satisfied in the 6 months or the 3 months that I was there. Nothing wrong with you saying it. And I say that again to say this: everybody's not going to ride with you. Everybody's not going to agree with you. And so I use us as a main example. Everybody doesn't like what Black Line Luxuries does. Everybody doesn't stick with us. But that's fine. Even if you guys see somebody on other platforms or anything saying anything, it's fine, man. Like I said, everybody ain't gonna agree with it. Some people might look at our stuff and not think it's any good. Actually, it's kind of funny because the person's club that's kind of not looking so good, it was our second or third month we put out a grouping, and that very person said he wasn't impressed. It's kind of funny how stuff turns around. So I hadn't been impressed with his last 6 or 7 months, which is kind of funny. But all right, we'll get into it, man. I've rambled on long enough. We'll chat after I get done showing you guys the cigars. Just wanted to kind of give you guys some what's going on with me and just kind of crazy cigar stuff. Rob, what's up, man? Yeah, family's good, brother. Hope you're doing good too, man. I've never even had a close to bad month in 8, and I've been with Black Line Luxuries. In fact, there were only two cigars I didn't particularly care for. One in November, one in February. And that makes me happy to hear that too, man. Like I said, we thrive on being real with each other. And like I said, of course, if you guys aren't satisfied with something, even if you're in the minority, I still like to hear feedback, because that always is going to be something that plays in my head when I'm curating boxes. So like I said before, I've seen clubs that they just talk and they come off in this sense like none of the cigars all their cigars are going to be elite. And that's just not the reality of it. But we'll go ahead and unbox this, man. As you guys see, the paperwork, we have a golf pen. I don't golf, even though I want to learn how to, but got a golf pen, which we have some members that can tell you that this has already been used in multiple different ways. So use it how you see fit. Of course, the box comes with the standard rufflage to keep the cigars from moving around a lot. And this month, again, what a surprise. Well, we already kind of let you guys know, so if you've been keeping up, we did 5 cigars again this month. So we'll go ahead, run through these things, man. Hopefully everybody's had a good day. Got in your boxes. I will say one of them is meant for Cinco de Mayo, so tomorrow. I believe if James is in the chat, or I will figure something out. I believe there's going to be a live stream or some kind of Zoom that we're going to do for Cinco de Mayo. So we have to make sure we get into that. But so the very first cigar, and this is another thing too I want to say about clubs. For me, there's the smoker that I think what I've seen a lot of is a lot of people put an emphasis on value and what they're getting. So me and James are always thinking about that too. And that's where I think that when we say, me and James feel like we put the best cigars in the club compared to a lot of other people. But I think that on top of us feeling like we put better cigars in, where I think the claim to fame for us kind of holds true is the value that we're able to pack in $30 a month club. And that's why I'm looking around. I'm like, and I've heard some comments, oh, this club's cool. This, and I'm like, yeah, but it's almost double the price. So not saying that those clubs are bad, but it's like, if you can do an option and have a decent club for $50 or $55, or you can have a decent to really good club for $38 ship, it's kind of a no-brainer in my opinion, of course. So, but yeah, we'll get into the first cigar, which is the Luciano Dreamer. As you guys see, it's a Lancero. Another thing that I like to emphasize a lot with the club is that we will have all different wrapper shades, all different size cigars. I've seen a lot of different offerings from some other places out there where you could just see it's mostly Toros and Robustos. Don't really see a lot of Corona Gordas, Lanceros, Churchills. Here you're going to see a lot of different sizes, shapes, and things. And this is why I say that. We, as we've emphasized before, we don't structure the club we don't wait for a company to come to us and say, hey, this is what we have. This is what we're going to clearance out. We are running deals on this. All right, give us those. We go out and search for cigars that we want and then try to structure a deal around it that way. That makes any sense to you guys. So as James says all the time, we never purchase cigars or we never purchase a lot of cigars and then push them in the club. We pick cigars for the club specifically. So I think most people that have been in the club, like Clan was saying, for the past 8 months, you can tell, man. If you have a brain, you can look and see in the groupings and what's being placed and where, and the timing of it. It's people that are thinking about cigars, actually thinking about it. So before we get any further, man, I'm seeing some people hitting that thumbs up, thumbs down. Make sure y'all smashing some as y'all coming in, or don't forget about it. But this is the Luciano the Dreamer. Now this is brought to us by Ace Prime, which most people know is distributed, or some people know is distributed through Crown Heads, which is a Tabacalero Pichardo is another factory that's doing some phenomenal things that you guys know. They do the Mil Diaz, which I have over here to smoke. And they also do the Juarez, which is a very popular cigar because it's a nice budget-friendly cigar. So as I was saying earlier, this is going to be the Lancero 7.5 by 38 ring gauge. MSRP on this one is $14.99. So we're halfway at the club's cost with one cigar. Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, binders from Nicaragua. We have filler from Nicaragua and Peru. So again, you're going to get kind of different things, man. It's not going to be just Nicaraguan, Honduran, and Dominican Republic. You'll have some Peruvian stuff in there. Never know. You might see some Florida Sun-Grown. You might see some Pennsylvania Ligero. You might see some Costa Rican, which you have before, some Indonesians, Brazilians. So we really want to put an emphasis on variety of sizes, shapes, wrapper forms, everything. We want to make sure, because that's how you expand your palate, is just experiencing a lot of different things. So that's a really emphasis on us. Now we got this as a medium plus body, medium strength, which right up most people's alley. Notes on this one's going to be red pepper, leather, toast, peanut, and salt. Again, this is the Luciano Dreamer, $15 cigar. Number 2 on the month, which I've gotten a lot of DMs and a lot of people are very satisfied with this one. I am a big fan of this cigar as well, too. This company is very solid, and I feel like most of the time, the cigars that are of emphasis with this company are going to be your Charter Oak because of its budget-friendly price and good cigar, or the Tabernacle because of it being good and a lot of people's love for the Liga Privada series from Drew Estate. But this one, I feel like it's kind of floated under the radar. And I kind of think a little bit with the price point has something to do with it, too, because it's just kind of hard to blind buy a $13, $14 cigar. Most people aren't going to do it. But this one is the Foundation High Clair Castle Victorian in Corona. Again, size matters in this cigar. I think so. So we got a 5.5 by 46. MSRP on this one is $13. Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Brazilian binder, and filler from Nicaragua. As I was just stating earlier, you're going to get some. We already got 2 different regions that are kind of uncommon. You see more so of Brazilian tobacco now, but Peruvian is kind of one that's not really heavily used everywhere. But if you can do the math, this is pretty much the club in 2 cigars. $15, $13. You get $28 with 2 cigars. We still got 3 to go for the month. So notes on this one is going to be coffee, cedar, spice, and cocoa, medium strength, medium body all the way through on this one. And like I said, I know Carson really loved this cigar. John Wilhoit was another one. It's been a couple others. Priest at the same, or Priest Willis, my brother. They all have enjoyed this cigar. I think this is a very good one as well, too. Don't sleep on the Connecticut. The Connecticut is very good as well. Now, shout out to Brother Ock from Philly, man. Shout out to the Leaf Legend from Philadelphia. This cigar was placed in for him. This next one is the Monte Cristo 1935 Anniversary in Demi. Now, this is another cigar that it comes in multiple sizes, but this is the size. This is the one that I think, and James as well, Nick, we all agreed this was the best size of the bunch. This one is the same thing, 5.5 by 46. So you got your Corona Gorda, which for me, as you guys know, these are size cigars that I'm preferring nowadays. Robustos, Corona Gordas, like Pantelas, Lanceros, that's where I'm kind of at now. Still enjoy Toros, some 6 by 60 sometimes, but I think we want to put an emphasis on 46 to 50 ring gauge cigars because I feel like they don't get a lot of love as much as like Robustos and Toros. So we just want to kind of still another thing of expanding people's palate. So this one is a Nicaraguan Puro. This one was produced at the AJ Fernandez factory. Full body, and strength on this one as well. This is definitely a heavier cigar. I believe why Ak likes it a lot. I'm a fan of this one too. If you're really into more heavier stuff, pepper, like Padron-esque, really refined, nice, clean flavor, this is going to be the cigar for you. MSRP on this one is $10.40. Gonna have notes of black pepper, black coffee, leather, cream, oak, and hay. That's it. Very dense on the palate, very nice and heavy, and nice pepper on this one. Another great offering, as you guys have heard me say before. I'm not the biggest AJ Fernandez fan, but this cigar is good. The H up in 175th. He does a few others that I think he does really well. This is another one of the good ones. Now, probably my favorite out of the bunch, either probably this one or the Luciano. This is by HVC. You guys know how I feel about HVC. This is the one that I call the Forgotten Blend because the 500th anniversary, the Hot Cake, Pan Caliente, some other ones that have just gotten a lot more notoriety. And then plus the band on this one is very simple, which I think people overlook. It just kind of looks very basic. But this is a very nice cigar. Make no mistake about it. Nicaraguan Puro. Another one at the 5 5/8 by 46. So same ring gauge, a little bit longer than the last two. Still considered a Corona Gorda. Excellent, excellent cigar on this one. My brother Eric calls this the poor man's Supreme Leaf. And I don't think they smoke 100% alike, but I can kind of see the similarities and why he would say that. And the price on these things are fantastic. I think you can get a box of 10 for like $70, $80. It's a no-brainer for me. I always will keep boxes of the Perla and the larger ring gauge size. You guys saw me a few months back. I referenced the Serie A as the cigar of the month. Again, go look at timestamps and what I'm talking about even 8-9 months ago. Everything that's being placed in here is nothing, like I said, it's all strategically done. It's not. If you pay attention to things, you can tell that we're actually really curating and choosing cigars. It's not just things that are getting on sale or runoffs and stuff like that. This is a very good cigar. Like I was mentioning earlier, Nicaraguan Puro, medium body and strength, has notes of earth leather, almonds, cocoa, black pepper, and cinnamon. Very, very good cigar. This is easily a daily cigar for me. I can smoke these every day. MSRP on this one is $8.49. And last but not least, I was mentioning to you guys, tomorrow is Cinco de Mayo. So this was the bonus cigar that we wanted to put in for everybody to be able to smoke during Cinco de Mayo. This is the CAO Zaccola. I believe Smoking Lead, I think Caesar reviewed this cigar. He really enjoyed it. I believe Lee Mack smoked this cigar as well too. This is one that I've heard a lot of people smoke and really enjoy. I did as well too. But now we have the first one that came out, that was a Gigante, just a 6 by 60. He came out with this one in multiple sizes, and the reception on this one has been very, very good. Got a Mexican San Andres wrapper. Binder is Cameroon, and the filler is Nicaraguan. Medium to full strength and body on this one with notes of black pepper, natural tobacco sweetness, cream, bread, and earth. Very good cigar. Price point on this one is $7.99. One of those things about CAO is like, I think I've said it from time and time again, Rick Rodriguez can make a really good cigar, and he's proven it time and time again with the Mortal Coil, which got really a lot of success behind it. The Amazon Basin series, he's done a lot of really good stuff. So really happy about this one. I'll add this up for you guys so you can see what the value was in this, because I know some people like numbers. So we'll go ahead and add them up and see what we had in monthly value to this month. I'm just rounding up, so I know somebody, it ain't the exact number. I'm rounding up, so just hang tight. $56 in value. It's there, and it's not just this month. It's every month. It's just So we are we all. I think that's one thing. Like I said, we always make sure we cover the value on it. So we'll see. Look in the chat and see what you guys got. No, I've only been in the club for 2 months now, but I have definitely felt like I've gotten way more than my money's worth. Adam, that's great, man. I'm glad to hear that. Holy, what's going on, man? Not one trash cigar in the box. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad to hear everybody is enjoying it. Every month since I joined has been a winner. I'm glad to hear that, Josh. So you've been showing a lot of love on social media too, man. So me and James both really appreciate that. We were talking offline about that. Some of the guys really or some people in the club too. You guys really champion for the club. Like I was mentioning in the very beginning, Carson is one of those guys too. It's not sponsored by Black Line Luxuries, but he's just been a firm believer. He's been there since month one, and you know. We definitely appreciate that. Like I said before, guys, just make sure y'all keep spreading the word. It's been really nice. Me and James have kind of also seen some things on Reddit. We've seen some things and some other, like he's even mentioned before, we've seen some people that aren't even in the club champion for that too. Now, I guess, we can kind of look at that as a good or a bad thing. It's good that they're still champion for the club, bad that they're not in the club. So, but, I think we still take all publicity is good. It's definitely growing. And, of course, like we mentioned before, too, we'll be in Vegas next week for TPE, which we'll be doing a lot of work there, too. We'll be talking to quite a few brands and trying to see some interest and smoke some cigars and see what cigars may pop up in future boxes. You just never know. Looking forward to the HBC, and I was able to get my hands on some Black Friday cigars. Black Friday is a very good rate. If you can still find some 2019s, those should be smoking really good right now. The 2020 is still a really good cigar. It's aging really nicely, but that 2019 for me is like that's a I guess it's turning into a kind of a low key grill cigar. But if you can find some 2019s, it's a short Robusto format, like a 4.5 by 50 or 52, something like that. Try to if you see some, buy them, and trust me on it. Milwaukee P, I appreciate that, man. I always get our money worth for some cigars I hadn't smoked. Where do we sign up for the club? Oh, glad. There's the link right there. Carl said I'm a fanboy. Let's see. See, Cam, what's going on? The Dreamer is very good. Like I said, the Dreamer and HVC is probably a toss-up for me, but on which one I like best. So I'll get ready to smoke me a little bit. Smoke me an evening cigar, man, before I call it a night. So, but if anybody has any questions or anything, me and James are here. But just wanted to kind of get this unboxing uncovered because, like I said, there's people sometimes that watch my stuff that don't watch everybody else's stuff. So, and vice versa. So it's nice to get coverage from all sides. So. Mathis, that's what it's all about. I had tons of people tell me I need to try the Liga on the flying pig size. Man, I like the feral flying pig. I like the pigs, but I wouldn't necessarily say they are just straight up a landslide better than the regular offerings. What's going on in the back of the church house? That's all right. Make sure we get that collection plate passed around before you dip up out of here. Sammy, what's going on, brother? Got select email yesterday. Sky's the limit. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, those definitely went out, so be on the lookout for that. I think y'all are gonna be really, really impressed with it. All right, we appreciate you, Josh. Brew Geek, what is going on? I didn't see you slide in there, man. Yes, Miami Anniversario from 2015, the Velour. There were two cigars that came out that year for that. One was a 6x56 called the Celine, and this is the Velour, which is the Lancero. Both of the cigars are fantastic. If you want to watch a review of the Celine, Lee Mack and Meet in the Middle reviewed that cigar, I believe, last month. So go over there to our Robusto, check out those guys. If you already are, anyway, like I said 1,000 times, I don't understand how you watch Lee Mack and don't, if you support Lee Mack watching them, go ahead and subscribe up to our Robusto as well too. Black Line Luxuries is sponsoring Meet in the Middle for the year. They've been doing a lot of great things, reviewed a lot of good cigars, been some funny moments in that too. So check them out on Sunday. That's definitely something you don't want to miss. Vintage, these are still around. These are not impossible to find. These are definitely still around. Now, I will say, you know, I've been watching your content too. I think I kind of know what you like now. Well, I mean, it's not really a surprise. I know what you are being over in Japan. You're gonna smoke more Habano stuff, so this might be a little. And then the Apollo, I watched that review too. This one has a little bit more flavor than that one, but it's still kind of peppery though. So I don't know how that's gonna work because I know the cigars that like the Mafa or the El Centurion and the Milano, I can kind of see where you're gearing toward. This might be a little too pepper heavy. But of course, you know what I say, man. You pick up one and smoke it because even though it has some pepper on it, this might be the one that hits you just right. Kenneth, I appreciate it, man. We've been down for a little bit, but like I told some people, me and Eric will be back here soon at some point, and whenever we decide to get it cranked back up, we'll be back better than ever. So we appreciate everybody still tuning into the live stream, still supporting. And like I was saying too, while I'm not up and running, make sure you guys are supporting Lee Mag. Make sure you're supporting the Ash Head Cigar Junkies in here. Make sure you're supporting the Cowboyisms. There's quite a few other up and coming people too. Make sure you guys are supporting them too. This is one of those communities that I don't care who you are. You could be the biggest channel in the world. You can't make it alone. You need a support system behind you. So your fans or your supporters can't carry you to the finish line. You'll need other content creators. So I would always say it's better to be allies than enemies. And sometimes people make enemies and they're not really thinking straight. And then when the smoke clears, they kind of realize they made a mistake. So definitely check out all the rest of these content creators in here while I'm taking me a little personal time away. Big T, what's going on? AMR, what's going on? Knuckle Buster's a great value cigar. Rodney, what's going on, man? Make sure I ain't miss anybody. Gary, what's going on, family? I like pepper. I need balance. Appreciate you watching too. Yeah, for sure, man. Like I said, I don't comment on everything, but I do watch, and I make sure I engage, hitting the like, and I can see that too. I know what you like to smoke, and I think you should still give this one a shot. But I'm gonna be honest, being funny, like I'd be surprised if this is something that's really in your wheelhouse, like knowing what you like to smoke. So this one has balance, but it's not going to be like, how sometimes you have balance and it's just very refined experience. This is a more aggressive approach where it's just more like kind of where I'm at. I like more aggressive stuff where I like balance too, but it does, like, balance is one of those things where it's like you look at balance where it's like everything is melted in and gel. Sometimes you'll smoke a cigar, like it's hard to pick out flavors, but it just tastes good. So I look at that as being really balanced. And then sometimes you'll smoke a cigar. Like when I smoked the Cigar Culture 3, that was a bad cigar to me. One of the main reasons why I thought it was bad, because I thought it was very unbalanced. And when I was looking at that, it was not very flavorful. There was no complexity. It just was very bland and just kind of flat, like just it wasn't any balance. It's just it's different ways to look at it. But I think you should definitely track this one down. But like I was saying, Kylan, I don't think this is going to be too hard to find. My Father Fonseca is actually a pretty good one. The size that I like the most is the I think it's called the Cedrus or whatever. It's the one that's wrapped in the cedar sleeve. Cedric, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Cowboy in the building. Mahalo Leo, what's going on, man? Or if you're not buying the big new air humidor because you don't have the quantity yet, should get the small one. They discontinued. Yeah, Kenneth, I got the big one over here. They sent it to me a couple months ago to review. So thankfully they did that. There's so I'm covered I'm pretty good downstairs, which is nice. I've been able to consolidate everything from multiple humidors and I just have everything down here, which keeps the room cleaner and neater too. So I'm happy about that one. Yeah, that cigar, that Cigar Culture 3, I don't think you liked it. That wasn't a very good cigar. Mathis, man. Cigar Labs, what's going on? But yeah, sorry, I got to look down at my phone. Normally the chat pops up right because I'm live just straight up on YouTube, and normally the chat pops in where I can just see right here. But for whatever reason, it's not up now. So YouTube's kind of been tripping the past month or so. I'm sure most of these content creators will tell you, man, it's been a little rough on cigar channels lately. I'm sure it's been rough on some other content creators too, but they really been hammering hard at the cigar channel. So. Mom, what's going on? I hate that too, man, Colin, when you have a Lancero. And that's the one thing about it. Sometimes, or a lot of times, the Lancero will be the nicest cigar in that portfolio. If they doing like a Lancero or whatever, it'll be really nice. But the only thing about Lanceros is they just are a really rich, fertile ground for like tight draws and plugs, just because of the vitola or the ring gauge. And it takes the most it takes the most skilled rollers to roll these, but at the same time, it's just such a thin cigar that it's I've had my fair share of those too. You can go back and watch the very first Cigar Madness from last year. I smoked the Elwood Wednesday Lancero, and I had some very bad draw and burn issues with that cigar. And I smoked that cigar multiple times. It was very good, but in that tournament, it was just really rough. So I think it's just kind of been a slow, gradual movement over to around that 46 to 48 ring gauge. That's what I really, really like. And then it's kind of actually really weird. As I'm smoking Cubans, I'm starting to like the larger ring gauges in them, like the Trinidad Vigia or Topaz or Romeo Julieta Wide Churchill. I saw that they're coming out with a Wide El Mundo now, which I'll be interested in that too. So it's really weird when I'm smoking those. I like the traditional sizes still, but it seems like on the larger ring gauges, I don't mind them on the Habano cigars, but the New World stuff I like thinner ring gauge. Yeah, we featured a Highclere Castle this month, the Victorian, and the Connecticut is also very nice too. I think they just don't get a lot of credit because, like I mentioned earlier, the Tabernacle, the Menelik, and the Charter Oak are the ones that get all the attention. But I do like I like the original Tabernacle. I'm not really huge on the Havana C140, the red label, and it's okay. But I prefer the OG and the Lancero. That's the one I really like. God of Fires are really good. The God of Fire Anniversario 56 is a very good cigar too, but it's very mild. And I think I probably said that back in a live stream at some point. That probably was the smoothest retrohale I've ever had in the cigar period. Very refined, very clean. But I think if you like more flavor, I would smoke the Carlito or the Serie B, preferably. In my opinion, those are the two I would grab first. Kelly, yeah, we definitely stirred up some shit, but you know what? It, like I said, at the same time, you and the other people that were complaining about that weren't wrong. The only thing I said earlier in the stream was that I didn't get, like, because we've talked about this multiple times, right? So if you've had bad months for 3 or 4 months, you don't really think about it until somebody says it, and you're like, whoa, damn. Like that's a quarter of your year in bad cigars from a club. So for me, I'm like, I don't think that any club deserves that much time. If I'm not impressed in like 2 months, really, like I give something 2 months. Like if I'm not impressed, I am not gonna keep doing it. Like because you'll look up and before you know it, you're half a year in and you're like, man, I'm still giving money to this thing that I'm not really that pleased with. So like, yeah, I think that was funny, and it was just very obvious to me. Like, I push Black Line, but then there's different levels to me pushing Black Line. Like I'm the curator of the club. I believe in what James and Nick have over there. It's much different. I don't whore myself out. I'm not unboxing for 4 or 5 different cigar of the month clubs. I think that shit is crazy too. And it's very obvious to me, like, how can you we don't get started on it, but like, if you got 2 clubs, maybe 3, but I've seen some of these content creators, they're unboxing for 5 or 6 clubs. It's like you think all of them are great. Maybe all 5 of them are good, but when you hear them talking about it, it's just like you can tell it's a pitch and they're getting paid to do it or whatever. So my number one obligation, I feel like, is to the community. So that's where I have a problem with a lot of this stuff. It's just like I watch it and it's just like, yeah, you're paid to do this. Like it's very obvious. You have no ties to this company other than they send you a check or they pay you to review their stuff. Which, like I said, hey, to each their own. If that's what you like to do, or if that person has unboxed something and you are a member of a club and you like it, then that is the objective. But some of this stuff, man, some of these clubs, I'm like, no way. I was talking to a cigar store clerk and was making the same point about higher cost cigars, like $15 to $17. They have one chance to grab and wow me. Yeah, I would agree with that too. I would agree with that too. What is it? Just Jones. I just done a cycling workout, and immediately after I started up a lunatic JFR. Those are always good daily smoking cigars. But what's going on, brother? I was talking about you earlier. Your ears must have been burning. But yeah, so I just that's why I think that, and that's why I always look at that too. I'm like, there are so many clubs out here that, and like I've always said before too, if you're an uninformed smoker, then I blame nobody but you, that person. So whether it's with Black Line or Corona, Smoke In, Pravada, Cigars International, Two Guys, whatever it's with any of us, if you join something and you're not happy with it, I've mentioned this to a person the other day. If you're not happy with it, don't. I would feel bad with you just sticking with something if you're not happy with it. So there's too many other options out there. I tried this one for 2 months, didn't really care for it. I'm gonna jump in this because guess what? Eventually, you will find something that fits right up your alley. You might be that guy that doesn't mind spending $100 a month for a club because you're getting super premium stuff. Or you might not. You might be that Cigar International person where it's like, I don't really care about the boutique stuff. I just want bang for buck. I just want as many cigars as I can get for the least amount of money. Or you might have the person in between that's like, I want to spend my money wisely, but I also want to get some nice boutique stuff. But I don't mind getting a CAO. I don't mind getting certain cigars for particular reasons that are strategically placed in. So it's all about strategy and how you do things. And I think that's the issue I've seen with some clubs. So they're just kind of dumping stuff off on people. But so my thing with this too is, even if it's a cigar that's, I don't know, like a heritage line or something that's very generally known. Like I hate to keep going back on it, but like the Onyx Bowl was another cigar. Like that's a heritage. It's not really a boutique cigar. I mean, AJ blended it, but that's a cigar that we wanted people to try because we knew that most people would walk past it in the brick and mortar. Whether you've heard that they're bad cigars or that bands are not very ornate or anything, because God knows people out here smoking bands, or that's the only thing that matters is the band. The band on the cigar. If it looks good, the cigar must be good. The band's good, right? I think that's another point, another crazy point too. But that's for another video. And then so, it's just a lot of stuff I've been seeing. It's just crazy, man. Mahalo, Lil, that's cool, man. Like I said too, there's there's clubs for everybody, but that doesn't mean that every one of them are good, But it's just really going to depend on what your objectives are and what kind of smoker that you are. Is what more or less is going to dictate which club. And that's why I say that all of them can't be good to you because you're going to be in a certain area. You're either going to be that value guy, you're going to be kind of in the middle, maybe where there are some clubs that kind of aim towards the middle. Then there might be the super high end smoker that there are certain people out there like that. I know guys that only smoke Davidoffs or Padrones, or I know guys that only smoke Fuente cigars, or or Cohibas. They don't smoke. They ain't gonna smoke a regular cigar. That's them. I think they're missing out on a lot of good cigars, but that's what they like. I know a guy, he only smokes 4 or 5 cigars a month, and he only smokes Davidoff. So when he goes and spends $30, $40, he don't care. That's what he likes to smoke. So a club like this, he doesn't care. He just wants, high end stuff. That's what he smokes. All right, Janice, you have a good night. Ray, what's going on, family? Mathis. My whole charters are subscribed to your club, top of the line, black line to the moon. I appreciate that, free guys. I'm glad to hear that, and you know, we're gonna keep on chugging along, man. We're gonna keep doing what we do. Part of the find is finding new, and that's for me too. And that's why I always have made the statement that just because a person has been smoking for a really long time doesn't mean that they're a better smoker than you are. You know, whether you are a year or 2, 3 years in, it doesn't matter, because that one person may only smoke 1 or 2 kind of cigars. So they're not going to be as knowledgeable as you may be about certain wrappers, certain regions, certain ways you lay the leaf in to get a certain flavor profile. They don't know. You know, if they this is what my father or my grandfather smoked. This is what I smoke. This is all I care about. So that Davidoff limited edition 2021 was a fantastic cigar. I hate the price of it, but guess what? I would recommend it any day of the week to somebody, because for me, I think that's a good cigar. That's a good special occasion cigar where I buy a box and that'd be something I kind of smoke sparingly, but it's a very good cigar. All right, take care. I ain't gonna be up too much longer myself. I didn't realize it was gonna be up this long, but and that's what I called it too. Like I said, if you're a Padron guy, I think it's gonna. If you're a Padron Family Reserve or 1964 or 1926 cigar lover, that 35 should be right up your alley. Gaza, that's what we are. That's what we really want to focus on. We don't want to give you a bunch of only Maduros or only Connecticut's or only Habano. Like we like mixing it up. We like giving different sizes. We have fun creating the groupings. That's most of the fun, is trying to find the different groupings. And then, like I said, too, exposing people to certain cigars that are new or something that they would just completely walk past. So I was in Cigar International, and to me, they send me the bottom of the barrel cigars, and cigars were packaged properly. So I did the same thing when I first started the channel. I don't even know why I did it, because I had more experience and a better palate than it. Like, not saying anything against anybody in that club, but when I first started my channel, and the videos are still back there. You can go back there and watch them. But the best month I think I had, and I was there for 3 months, there was a takeover from Espinosa. So you had the Wasabi, Laranja, Crema. There were some other ones too, but it was a very good club. And what I will say is I had the double subscription. So I think I got 8 cigars for $30 or $28 or $30. So if you're a value smoker, that's a great deal. But the cigars that I was getting, I wasn't pleased with them. Other than the Espinosa month, I think that review I did of the Padilla Finest Hour, there was some other stuff in there. It just wasn't what I was after. It wasn't what I liked. So I jumped out of it, But if you're starting your journey, or if you feel like you're more of a value guy, then that might be something that you want to look into. Now, with me saying that, I tell people all the time, the value of the club here is already in, because not only that, you get the clubs, but you get a 15% off code on the website. So you smoke one of these, you really fall in love with it, or you look on there with samplers. Also, I didn't mention that either. I haven't said anything really. I made a community post about it, but I have a spring sampler up right now. You order this stuff, this code is good for all this stuff. So you get 15% off, where a lot of times you're looking for discount codes on other places and stuff. If you're a member of the club, that's a 15% off code on all this stuff. But I'm just the messenger, man. Don't shoot the messenger. Cigar Lab, I'm sure when we update on the tournament and get ready to finish it off, I'll let you guys know. But probably not any time in the very immediate future, like nothing in the next week or nothing like that. But it'll be sooner than later for sure, though. La Giana is a good cigar in my opinion. See, I don't know if I've had any of those. I have to do some research and read on, make sure it doesn't look familiar. Tyrone, the Select Club is not full already, but the first round of emails that went out, we're giving some people a little bit of time before we move on through the next wave of people to join the club. But I think it's probably going to be. I think here in the next week or so, it'll probably be full. One of my Cigar Club boxes changed their whole format, and I guess they thought no one would notice. Well, I noticed it dropped. Oh man, I keep forgetting about that damn code. That's why, and even There's a 10% off code all the time that's always active too. Ron sent me. It's 10% off. So even if you aren't a member of the club and you want to give Black Line a try, use that club. It's 10% off. Like I said, I'll keep saying it. If you are uninformed, it's because you are not. It's on you. Like the stuff is out there. It's always, you know, money smoking cigars, man. They're out there. Hey James, I got an offshore account for you. I'll send you the number and the routing number here in just a moment. I'll tell you exactly where you can send it to. Jerry, I'm the same way. Like I'm the same way. All right, Big T, take care, man. Jay Rivers, we have not sent to Australia yet. We'll do some. Me and James got to sit down and do some talking. I don't know if it's going to end up working or not, but we have some people that follow the channel from the UK. I know there's some people from Northern Africa that follow the channel. Shout out to all of y'all in the UK and Northern Africa. Of course, you two. There's some other people I know that have commented before from Australia. So I don't know in the near future if that's going to work, man. I would love to be able to do something international, but we'd have to figure it out where it's because the club is not designed to make money, so we have to be very careful with the international shipping and everything with the cost and everything. So, James, yeah. So I was about to say, I know James. We had the discussion with some people from the UK, and it just didn't make sense. So, hey, Rod, what's going on, man? But yeah, man, I've been up for almost an hour, so I'm gonna sit back, enjoy the rest of the cigar, man. Call it a night. But just wanted to give you guys a breakdown and give you my interpretation of the unboxing for Black Line Luxuries May box. Man, we had 5 cigars this month. You guys got until the 15th. If you know some people that still would like to jump into the club, you have until the 15th, and then it'll be cut off, and then it'll be for the next month. But hey, man, thank you guys again for all the support you guys have given us. Me, James, Nick, me and Eric over here at the channel. Thank you guys for taking time out of y'all's busy schedules, y'all's time away from y'all family to check out what we have going on. Never goes unnoticed, man. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we're doing. So you guys make everything. You guys make the wheel turn. But on that note, man, I'll see you guys here soon. And that's it, man. Y'all know the name of the game is relaxation and enjoyment. And damn sure don't forget to be driven, never motivated. Y'all be good, man. Stay safe out there.